I'm glad it's not just me that's seeing that there's very specific problems in South Africa with regards to our sustainability, and this especially with regards to the energy sector. And in this article in Business Tech, it says a bad turn for South Africa. While South Africa is making progress on reforms, critical sectors like electricity and logistics are moving backwards, risking economic growth and jobs. It's not just risking economic growth and jobs, it's risking the entire country. You do not get a civilized and a complex country without energy and without logistics. It is just impossible. And when physics and science gets defied by politicians, science wins. Physics win every single time. According to Business Leadership South Africa Chief Executive Busi Mavuso, the latest BLSA reform tracker shows a worrying decline in key areas. The entire country has worrying decline in key areas, in my opinion, at this stage. Mostly our political system. The two reforms that matter most for growth, electricity and logistics, are losing momentum, she said, with an attitude of a good enough after crisis have been averted appearing to seep through. For a country with 32% unemployment, good enough is not good enough, she said. And this seems to be something that our politicians have lived by for a very long time. That 5 years, just the next term, keep me there, keep my seat in parliament, keep my seat in council, keep my seat in the provincial parliament. That is enough. That is all the politician cares for, because we're in a party political system. This is especially present in the electricity sector. Now, the one thing that she does not understand is how the national grid works. But this is not why I'm covering this article. I'm covering this article because they realize that there's not going to be enough megawatts on the grid. Their solutions are a complete and utter stuff up, and I have dealt with that in detail in 2 nights ago, the live stream I did specifically on why you need spinning metal reserve. While she acknowledges the improvements, these cannot be allowed to translate into slowed implementation or remaining reforms. So they are starting to become desperate, but they're becoming desperate for all the wrong reasons, because they are not educated when it comes to power supply. Energy is a critical growth enabler, absolutely. If the economy is to grow at the rates we need to make a dent in unemployment, current production capacity will be insufficient, she said. But what she is proposing is a complete bamboozling and will not work. So that doesn't help either. And if all the momentum is in the direction of something that's going to sink us, and we actually spend money and energy on it, the country deserves to see its gat. She added that genuine competition in the sector is needed, and that the reform path needs to be followed, not abandoned. She doesn't understand what reform means. She doesn't understand why Eskom is running the grid the way that it is. Because it is the most stable, and this is something she doesn't understand. So maybe she should educate herself, because a lot of people are lying to her right now. I am trying to make this public so that people understand that you cannot run a grid on battery or fake inertia, because that's exactly what it is. Even synchronous condensers are fake. They are not the same as a running turbine driving a huge rotor supplying energy into the grid. Not the same thing, will never be the same thing. And these people have been lied to, and they actually believe that you can create something completely different to what the Eskom grid consists of right now. They are wrong. As an energy expert, I can tell you now, they are completely wrong. However, there are areas that remain a drag on the economy, such as the transport economic regulator, essential to overseeing a competitive rail market not yet in operation. If we can get our railways working again, it will be a huge cost reduction for the transport of goods. But, you have to ask yourself, why have the railways been allowed to decay to the state that it has? A lot of people are making good money, trapping our roads in its moor, trapping potholes into our roads, destroying our roads. The road past our town, the R27, the West Coast Road, trapped in its moor by trucks that are being allowed to transport manganese, etc., down to Saldanha. And when you see how the disproportion of the licenses those trucks pay versus the damage they cause to using railways, you cannot compare the two. So you need to ask yourself, why have these sectors fallen apart, and why are the people absolutely profiteering of the fact that the railways were destroyed? The unbundling of the rail infrastructure manager from Transnet to create an independent and neutral provider of rail access to all operators is going backwards, she said. Without both, the terms set out in the network statement cannot be enforced, and the full benefit of private sector participation will not be realized. The problem is basically that our government does not want this country to succeed. I do not see why. They don't want the country to succeed except for stealing and looting while they can until there's nothing left. And that mentality is going to send us down the tubes. And all you're going to see are rich enclaves forming while the rest of us stay outside and trying to fend for ourselves and survive. But the enclaves have made one big mistake. This is South Africa. This is Southern Africa. Don't think that you're in the middle of the desert where no one can get to you. People will get to you and they will destroy you. So try that and see what South Africa does to you. I want you to tell me in the comments what you think about the state of affairs with regards to our road infrastructure, rail infrastructure, and then our energy supply, where these people are getting really concerned that they're thinking it's going in the wrong direction. Yes, we are not building new capacity, but not what these people want. They want to see more solar panels and they want to see more wind turbines go up to the point where the grid cannot sustain that invariability anymore and the grid completely collapses in on itself. The people deserve it because they vote for it. You are voting for parties that want to implement this. You deserve to see your gat. Thanks so much for all those of you that are willing to listen to science, physics, educate yourself. For those of you that have subscribed to this channel, we myself as an energy expert, not just an expert, a professional that actually worked with generators, worked with nuclear reactors, connected them to the grid, understood the grid, can give you information that can help you make better decisions, especially when it comes to election time, where you should absolutely throw out those that are bringing this crisis to the fore, and that includes every single party in the GNU. Thanks so much for watching. Till the next video.